Alrighty, it's the morning of game day. I've put the applewood pellets in the hopper, getting the Traeger going, and I'm gonna smoke a couple of pork butts and have a nice tailgate meal before game time, Utah at BYU. Check out my other sports videos on the channel where I talk about Utah's upcoming games. It'll be too late to see the analysis of the Utah BYU game, but hopefully I was mostly right and that we won at the very least. But yeah, we'll do some more food videos too. I'll keep you updated on the pork butt throughout the day, and maybe a little bit at the tailgate. But there you go. We're going to start seeing smoke pretty soon. And boy, that's going to start smelling good with the anticipation. Make it a great day. Okay, let's take a look. I just put the pork butts on. Just to be clear, for those of you who are new to smoking or don't know much about meats, pork butts are actually from the pork shoulder. And here's a little pro tip. I always do mine bone in. Close this so that we can get it smoke. And there we are. About 194 right now. It'll cool down to about 180. That's what I have it set at. But pro tip, bone in. Costco sells only, at least in my area, maybe it's different where you are, but every time I've checked any of the Costcos in my area, they are all boneless. Don't like them. Not nearly as much as bone in. Bone in helps cook the inside of the meat more evenly, and it makes all that meat that cooks around the bone, which is the shoulder blade, more tender, and it's just a better overall cook, I think, and just really every part of that meat is more tender and it's done. So typically I'll smoke it for about 2.5 to 3 hours, and then I will turn the heat up to no higher than 300, but oftentimes it's 275 to 300, and usually it's done after about 5.5 hours at that. And then I let it rest for a little bit, and then I pull it. And when the time comes, I'll show you about the pulling part, but and I'll show you when I pull it off from smoking what I do to cook it. So see you at that stage. Okay, these have been smoking about 45 minutes or so, give or take, and probably wondering why the Dr. Pepper. Well, for one, I'm out of apple juice. I forgot to get that yesterday, and so I like to spritz my meat when I'm smoking it, whether it's brisket or ribs or pork butt, especially pork butt for some reason, and but all of them. And so, just so that it doesn't dry out too much, I pour a little of that on the, sorry for getting my finger in the way there. I pour a little of that on there so that it can, again, not dry out. Doesn't really flavor it that much, but when I put it in when I get it ready to cook, and I put it in the pan and seal the pan up with aluminum foil. I will pour a half to 3/4 of a can in there. It helps it steam, it helps it break down some of the fats, and it does give it a little more of a sweetness to the flavor. It's good. So you'll see that when I get it ready to cook. But see you next time. Okay, I've turned the heat up. It's currently at 226 and rising. I've got it set for 275. Let it cook on that for like, I've got my finger in the way again. You can see that it's all covered up. Got for the two pork butts, I've got a full can of Dr. Pepper in there. Should put a little more in there, but I probably won't. I think it'll still be awesome. And you know, some of that fat will render out and make that you know, help the meat will steam in that and the Dr. Pepper. And so we'll let that cook at 275 for probably 5 hours and 45 minutes to 6 hours, and then we'll pull it off and see if it's fallen off the bone. If it is, it'll be done. I'll let it rest for about 20-25 minutes. I'll pull it, pack it up, and bring it to the tailgate. See you next time. And boom, there we go. 2 pork butts, all done. See all that bone that's exposed? That's how it should look. Lots of liquid in the pan, which is the fat that's rendered out of the meat while it was cooking. Still be plenty of fat in there to make it tender and juicy. But that's what I'm talking about. That'll be a lot of pulled pork sandwiches in a minute. Here we go.